Hey everybody, John Campea here, and thank you for visiting my movie vlog. It's Sunday, which means it's time for the weekend box office report, and Dunkirk has done it. It has held on to the #1 spot at the box office, dropping only 43%, taking in another $28.1 million at the box office. This brings the box office total worldwide for Dunkirk up to just under $235 million on a $100 million budget, a period epic war film under, of course, the guidance of Christopher Nolan. They've got to be happy about that. So Dunkirk wins its second weekend in a row, but it just barely hung on against a truly awful, unworthy film that goes by the name of The Emoji Movie. The Emoji Movie came in, made a little over $25 million on its opening weekend. Now, I'm sure that that's not a terrible number when you consider the fact that the movie has a reported $50 million production budget. So really, when it's all said and done, I think that movie's going to be okay financially. But you have to know, when you're thinking about releasing a family-friendly film, a kids animated film from a big studio, with CG animation, all that kind of stuff, with a popular thing like emojis, you know that when they first put this movie together, they were thinking for more than a $25 million opening weekend. But still, this terrible movie came just like $2.5 million away from topping Dunkirk on its second weekend. So, I mean, whatever. I guess people have kids and they need something to take them to. Coming in third place is the best comedy of the year, Girls Trip. Girls Trip only took about a 35% drop from week 1 to week 2. That is an outstanding number, taking in over $20 million on its second weekend. Now, when you take into consideration that this movie only had a $19 million production budget, this movie for the studio has got to be considered a hit. Again, I know a lot of you guys haven't had a chance to run out and check out Girls Trip yet. Easily the best comedy of the year. In my opinion, the best pure comedy in the last 3 years, since I think the best comedy since 22 Jump Street. Get on out and check out Girls Trip if you want to have a really good time and laugh yourself sick. Coming in fourth place on the weekend box office chart is something you got to consider a disappointment. Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron. Now, granted, the movie only cost about $30 million to make, but you know they were hoping for a bigger than an $18 million weekend for Atomic Blonde. I mean, the movie generally got positive critical reception. It's got like a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. I enjoyed the film quite a bit. It's a terrific action film, but for whatever reason, they just weren't able to connect the marketing with the audience to convince people to get out and watch it. And holding on to the top 5 in its spot is SpiderMan Homecoming, now in its 4th weekend, making over another $13 million. Domestically, worldwide, the film has now made just about $635 million in just 4 weeks. It's on a nice pace. So good for that. Good for the movie. I'm glad it's doing so well. Remember, there's still a lot of big international markets, significant international markets that SpiderMan Homecoming is not opened in yet. It is conceivable that SpiderMan Homecoming could approach the $800 million mark when it's all said and done. And of note, in 7th place is Despicable Me 3. Why am I bringing up Despicable Me 3? Because Despicable Me 3, even though I was not a big fan of the movie, it has very quietly gone on to become one of the biggest hits of the year. It's going to be a bigger hit than SpiderMan Homecoming. Who would have thought that? It's going to be a bigger hit than Wonder Woman. Who would have thought that? It's closing in on $820 million worldwide. And this movie has to be the quietest movie to ever get that high of a worldwide box office that I've heard of in a while. So Universal's got another monster hit on its hands. Which of course brings us to the big question, which is, what do you make of this weekend's box office report? Were you surprised by any of the results? Did you think some movies would do better than they did? Do you think other movies did better than you thought they would? Jump into the comments section and let me know your thoughts. Hey guys, while you're here, make sure you click subscribe, become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. Make sure you're following me on Facebook and on Twitter, simply @John Campea. That'll do it for me guys for now, and until next time, bye-bye.